So today we're asking the question, what can a family on a limited budget do while in the Smoky Mountains? And today we're going to share with you the top 5 free activities that a family can do while vacationing in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. We're going to start in descending order. Number 5 is stop at a visitor center. If you want an activity that is fun and informative, then stop at one of the 4 official visitor centers found within the boundaries of the park. One of the visitor centers that you will find is located in Cades Cove, and it's located about halfway through the loop road, around the loop road. Now, it's open every day of the year except on Christmas or when the cove itself is closed. Here you will find what they have called the Southern Mountain Life and Culture Open Air Museum. It is a museum that features mountain life, and it gives you a first-hand look into the Southern mountain life and culture. You'll find a working grits mill, and you'll see displays of artifacts and other things in that area. Also stop at Clingman's Dome. Clingman's Dome Visitor Center is open from April through November. Remember, it is closed during the winter. You'll find a bookstore there. You'll find a gift shop. You can get all kinds of park information as well. And it's located at the top of Clingman's Dome. Untitled is located on the Newfound Gap Road close to Cherokee, North Carolina, Highway 441. Inside the visitor center, you will find various exhibits depicting mountain life from the early days of the Cherokee people to the early settlers in that part of the mountains. Outside of the visitor center, you'll find the Untitled Mountain Farm Museum. That museum has some of the oldest log buildings which were original to the park. Also inside the visitor center, you'll find a bookstore and of course, gift shop. On the other end of Newfound Gap Road, you will find Sugarland's Visitor Center, and that is approximately 2 miles from Gatlinburg. Inside the visitor center, you can view a free 20-minute film about the park and the formation of the park. You'll discover inside a gift shop as well as a bookstore. Outside of the visitor center at Sugarlands, you'll find a nature trail that will lead you to Cataract Falls. Now keep in mind that the hours will vary for each visitor center. At each visitor center, you'll find helpful volunteers full of information and insight into things you can do in the park. Also, various park rangers will conduct seasonal programs at the various centers as well. So that's one thing you can do as a family that costs absolutely nothing. Just simply stop by one of the 4 visitor centers within the park. Speak to one of the friendly park rangers or one of the friendly volunteers. Take your time, gather information, and determine what you want to do with the rest of your time in the park. Number 4 is play in the water. Families can enjoy the many creeks and the rivers throughout the park and do so for free. There are places where you can walk in the water, you can wade out in the water, or you can sit in a chair by the water. Tubing is another way to enjoy the water. The Deep Creek area of Bryson City is a great place to do just that. Now, you don't have to pay anything. You bring your own inner tube, bring your own tube. Or if you prefer, you can rent a tube from one of the many outdoor companies in Bryson City or around the park. They range in price from about $5 to $10, and normally you keep that tube all day long or as long as you want that day. There's a section, in fact, a 1 mile stretch of Deep Creek that is designated for tubing. It's a great place to go and relax, floating down the river, looking at the waterfall as you go past. Wonderful fun, great way to spend some time, and it's free. Another thing you can do if you have the equipment is to kayak. Kayaking is popular and you can do it in many places along the Little River. Perhaps the greatest place or the most popular place to do it is the Sinks. The Sinks is located right off the Little River Road, and it is basically a man-made waterfall. It's an area where many kayakers will go and put their boats, their kayaks in and paddle down the stream, down the river. However, if you decide to go in and go in the Sinks and go kayaking, then please be very careful. Do not underestimate the danger of that area. Do not underestimate the power of the water there at the Sinks.
Back down the river.
Another water activity you can do is fishing. Now, in order to fish, you need a valid fishing license from either Tennessee or the state of North Carolina. You can fish any time of the year, and it's free to fish other than needing a license, a valid license. Fishing is allowed 30 minutes before sunrise and 30 minutes after sunset. Another way to enjoy the water is through swimming. I would refer you to the Townsend Y. Many people go there to swim. It is a great place to go in the hot summer months to cool off and to relax. Also, you can swim at the Midnight Hole. That's an area of the park that people like to go as well. There are many popular places to go swimming, but just use caution. The third free activity you can do with your family in the park is to have a picnic. Yep, it's that simple. Have a picnic. There are many official places to have a picnic. Chimney's picnic area. Cades Cove has a great picnic spot, a great picnic area right by the entrance to Cades Cove. Greenbrier has another wonderful place that you can go and enjoy a picnic. Place that we like is Metcalf Bottoms. That's another area that's close to a river, and it's a great little spot for a picnic. Over in Deep Creek, there's a shelter for picnics. There are other places, other official places where you'll find tables and grills set up that you can take advantage of those places. But what we like to do the most is simply to find us a spot by a river. Maybe sit on a rock, maybe just sit on a blanket and enjoy our lunch. So pack yourself a cooler with stuff for sandwiches and drinks, or grab a box lunch from one of the many restaurants in Gatlinburg or Pigeon Forge or even Townsend, and find yourself a spot. So don't underestimate the value of a picnic lunch. Even Yogi Bear knew that. Now we come to the second free activity for families while in the Smoky Mountains National Park. And that's simply this: take a drive. I would encourage you to check out Newfound Gap Road. Newfound Gap Road goes from Cherokee on 441 over to Gatlinburg. It's a 33-mile road with plenty of pull-offs, plenty of scenic views. Great opportunities for you to stop and take pictures with your family. Hopefully at the Visitor Center you picked up one of these booklets on the Newfound Gap Road. This is a booklet that gives you information about traveling that particular road, and they are highlighted places for you to stop, places that are numbered for you to stop and learn a little bit about the area. It costs $1 and it's well worth it. Gives you a lot of information. Also, I encourage you to check out this particular pamphlet or booklet on auto touring. Some good information there as well. Pick both of those up when you visit one of the visitor centers. Another road that you should drive is Cades Cove Loop Road. It is an 11-mile loop road with scenic views of the valley. It is probably the most popular of the drives to take while in the park. You'll see wildlife, plenty of it. You'll see historic buildings. You'll see water. You have access to waterfalls. It's just a wonderful place to go. Roaring Fork Motor Nature Trail is another loop road with beautiful mountain views. It's 6 miles long, just outside of Gatlinburg. Check that one out. Also, Rich Mountain Road, which is an 8-mile one-way gravel road from Cades Cove to Townsend, has stunning views as well. And it is a road that you should not overlook. Now, sometimes it's closed, but if it's open when you're there, please take advantage of it. Now, Little River Road is another road that is great for a family trip, for a family drive. Now, it runs from Gatlinburg over to the Townsend Y. And on that particular road, you'll find beautiful views of the river and even waterfall. In fact, you don't even have to get out of your car to see that particular waterfall. And it's Meg's Fall, and you can see it right next to the road. It is a wonderful place. So taking a drive is an activity that you can do with your family that really doesn't cost anything. There's no entrance fee to the park. You can go and you can drive on many of the roads. Now keep in mind that some of the roads are closed during the winter, so consult the website from the national park before you start on your ride. Now we come to the number one free family activity while in the park, and that is go on a hike. That's right. Take a hike, folks. Take a hike. There are over 850 miles of hiking trails in the national park. That's right. Over 850 miles of trails. Some of these are rated easy, some are moderate, and some are rated difficult. So be sure to know the trail that you are going to hike and the rating for each of those trails, and only hike a trail that is consistent with your skill level. On these trails, you'll see waterfalls, you'll see wildflowers, you'll see historic buildings, cabins, and barns, and all kinds of wildlife. And don't forget about the glorious views that you'll encounter on these hikes. And you don't have to pay anything for it. There are many popular places to hike: Charlie's Bunyan, Alum Cave Bluffs, Andrews Bald, Gregory Bald, Rainbow Falls, Chimney Tops. All of these are popular places to go. So if you're looking for a trail to hike with your family, I promise you, you can find one for your skill level. Day hikes to backcountry AT hikes, the Smoky Mountains has it all. You can find a trail that can be easy, or you can find a trail that can be very, very challenging. You have an opportunity to pick. One of the trails that Vicki and I like to hike is Middle Prong Trail.
See, the trail goes from a paved road to a gravel dirt road, but it's still not a bad walk or hike.
It is one that provides an opportunity to see cascades, many cascades, and a waterfall, and wildlife as well. Not to mention the wildflowers. Sometimes on these trails you can find surprises. Like on the Middle Prong Trail, you'll find an old car, an old abandoned car. It was an old Cadillac. So today we've been talking about 5 free activities that you can do with your family while in the Smoky Mountains. We talked about stopping at a visitor center, playing in the water, having a picnic, taking a scenic drive. And the best thing you can do, the number one thing you can do, is to go on a hike. Well, I hope you liked our video today, and I know that it will help you in planning your next family outing in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. Remember, a lot of things to do, and you don't have to spend a lot of money. If you want to receive more helpful videos like this one, then subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell, which will let you know when we upload a new video. Remember, as we say, life is a journey. Choose it well and enjoy the ride. See you next time.